You know, that was a pass. I mean, that was a short one. I don't think he can throw it very long. I was watching him in warm-ups, and once again, he did not throw it very far. He was struggling to throw 15-yard passes. Accurate.
Well, you can only hope that maybe more mistakes come as he just throws it in the backfield to his running back. Number 2, and as he slips on the turf, that will be Alicia Taylor, the running back who fumbled early on this possession with the refs ruled down. And here's that turf coming back into play. I mean, there's nothing really you can prepare for that. I mean, you just have to be careful on how you run and what you do.
You got to be aware.
Yeah, got to be aware. As they're lining up here for third down on the 48-yard line. Tyler Foots is just looking to get the first down here for his
45
offense.
seconds left.
As he snaps it, he hands it off to number 2.
Oh.
That would be brought down by the Cabot Panther defense by number 59. That is brought down by number 59, Hunter Rodriguez. Excuse me, that would be number 59, Hayden Matthews, the senior, as there's 24 seconds left in this first half. Your score is still the Cabot Panthers 5, the Pine Bluff 0. The Pine Bluff Zebras 0.
Looks like they're just gonna let the time run out, and we'll see a punt after the first half is over, first quarter. And that looks like what they're gonna do.
End of the first quarter. Now we go live on the field to Tristan Bates. Tristan, how are you?
Welcome back, Cabot Panther High fans. Apologies for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Tristan Bates, and after one quarter of play, your Cabot Panthers have taken the lead 5-0 thanks to a Red Thurman field goal and a safety. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks,
you know, Cabot Panthers back out here to return the punt, as you got Cairo Rudolph back there. The punt earlier was returnable, but we just let it slip away.
Yeah, and he is punted to Cairo Rudolph, as he's just going to let it punt, and he just gets the ball, and he's just wrapped up in Cabot Panther territory here as the second quarter just now getting underway. Your score is still 5-0 for the Cabot Panthers here. And going into the second quarter, run it, get some extra yards, get that first down, and just slow down the tempo and get that anxious Cabot Panther defensive line jumping again. Tyler Foots drops back, he looks for a pass.
Let him slip through the pocket.
And that is going to be a first down for the Panthers as he's just hit in the legs. That'll be,
as it was a good tackle, though.
Be down about the 30-yard line. The ball is on the 29-yard line here for this Pine Bluff offense. 10 yards to go for another first set of downs as the Pine Bluff Zebras are doing a great job.
As he throws a pass to the outside.
Oh, he's around the edge. He just held on for dear life. As he throws the player towards the cheerleaders here. That would be number 32, Contrell Murray. He is a sophomore. He comes in at 5'10" and weighs 175 pounds. Be another first down for the Zebras on the 16-yard line.
As Houston Wiley was the one to throw him out right there.
What a good play that was by Houston Wiley. As the Zebras still have a commanding momentum here in the red zone. This Panther defense just needs to buckle down and not have any more costly penalties. As Tyler Foots snaps for the play. That would be a snap on 2, and he just throws a floater up, and that would be dropped by number 4, that would be Xavier Turner once again, and I think
There's a flag on the play. Are you serious?
That's going to be probably caught up to the 1. Probably going to be pass interference on either the offense or defense, and if it was on the defense, it would be on number 2, Tyler Parks, and if it was on the offense, it would be on Xavier Turner.
I don't think it should be pass interference. He was turned, and he was looking at the ball, so it's not like it was intentional. He was looking for the ball, playing good defense. He didn't really have a hand on him. He was just close to him. He didn't affect it. The man still had a chance to catch the ball, and they move him up a long ways.
And as you said, that didn't look like pass interference. If anything, it looked like the receiver was tugging on the defender's back to maybe pull him down. As Tyler Parks didn't have no control when he fell down with the receiver. As the Pine Bluff Zebras will gain more yards here, they were at the 8-yard line, 1st and 8, looking to score the game's first touchdown here and to get in the lead 6-5, then 7-5 after the PAT with 8 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first half of play.
Maybe your Cabot Panthers can get a stop right here and maybe just force a field goal as there is a flag on the play.
Maybe it'll be on the Pine Bluff Zebras. But it looks to be on the Pine Bluff Zebras as they're going to move back. It looks about 5 yards. So it will be on the 13 now. 1st and 13 here for the Pine Bluff Zebras.
You know, we caused them to have another mistake. Maybe it'll lead to more. You know, that leads to good defense and picks up the momentum for our team. You know, I mention it a lot, but that's a big thing in sports, as it is with me in basketball.
That is true. As Dakar Rudolph on the sideline is just anxious for this defense to get a stop so he can get back on the field and just get another score here, as there'll be timeout for the Pine Bluff Zebras.
Timeout Zebras.
As Coach Reed, and they're just going to bring the guys in and tell them, hey, we can't have these many mistakes. We can't have these many flags. We can't give these guys all these yards because they're in our territory, and we need to stop them here and get the ball back to the offense.
You know, Coach Reed's not even in the huddle right now. He's letting Coach Jay and their other coach take care of it because, you know, that's. I mean, honestly, I don't think he needs to be in there because that shows that he can trust his other coaches.
And he can possibly trust his defense in the first game of the season for the Cabot Panthers. As you got to think, this defense really needs to work out their kinks there before we get into conference play and play teams like Bryan or North Little Rock later in the season.
Most certainly, you know, this is why we have these games, is because we need to work on our stuff and it doesn't count against us. You know, it'll go down on the record as 0-1 or 1-0, but, you know, it doesn't really matter in conference play.
That is true, as Tyler Foots and the Zebras offense look as number 2 for Elisha Taylor. This is in the single back formation. He hands the ball off, and Tyler Foots is going to keep it himself, and he's just pushed out of bounds. It looks to be about the 5, maybe 6-yard line.
As he's forced out by number 2, Tyler Parks.
There's a pickup of 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, that is true. It'll be a pickup of 1, so the ball will be on the 14-yard line here for the Pine Bluff Zebras as time is winding down here. Do you think they're doing this just to wind down clock so Cabot doesn't have time to come back and score any more points before the end of the first half so that the Pine Bluff Zebras will get the ball and just put more points on the board?
No, there's still 8.5 minutes left, so, you know, honestly, that is plenty of time for Cabot Panthers to maybe score and get another stop. As the Zebras are going to have to take another timeout as the play clock runs down.
And like you said, that would be a timeout as
And that's something you want to see is other teams having to take a timeout because, you know, that takes them away from when they need them in important times.
Well, also don't forget that at the end of the first half, they will get all 3 of their timeouts back. But like you said, you want to see the teams use their timeouts so that they don't have them win in crunch time when they need them the most. I think if Cabot can get the Pine Bluff Zebras to turn the ball over, then we could be back in business and get the momentum back on our side going to the end of the first half. and maybe, just maybe, get the ball back and score again and make it a 12-point lead or 11-point lead.
Yeah, but I have pretty good confidence in Rhett Thurman that he'll make that PAT.
Tyler Foote drops back looking for Pat. He throws it to the corner of the end zone. That'll be an
Oh,
interception.
oh, that should not be pass interference. That ball was not catchable. He was at the 8-yard line and he threw it out of the back of the end zone. That ball is not catchable.
And that was almost an interception for the Cabot Panthers defense, but at the last second he just couldn't get his hands wrapped around it. So it'll be.
I don't even think anybody in college football could have had that. I mean, if you can make up that yardage in that quick a time, good to you. You know that.
It'll be a pass interference on the Cabot Panther defense, as the Pine Bluff Zebras will just move right back up to where they were previously before the false start penalty on their offense.
Here we go. You know, they only have to get 1 yard, so hopefully the Panthers can get a stop right here and maybe force a field goal, get them for a loss.
Be in the red zone here. Tyler Foote has a man in the backfield. He just hands the ball off and hands the ball off to number 2.
As he tries to make some move, and he is slammed down by number 11, Kyle McIntyre.
And that was Elisha Taylor on the run, which will be a third down and 1 for the Zebras here in Cabot Panther territory.
You know, Kyle McIntyre, we were talking about him earlier, you know, he makes up some good time.
Good time, yes, that is true, as the Cabot Panthers are looking to get this one last stop to bring Pine Bluff's kicker out to make it 3-5. And what a low-scoring game it has been so far for both teams. Do you think that's just dominant defense or a lack of offense?
You know, I honestly think it's just mistakes. You know, both teams have had a bunch of mistakes. You know, pass interference. And it looks like they will have a stop.
They'll have to stop here, like you were saying. Tyler Foote will just be stopped short of the goal line, so that would be 4th down for the Zebras. As the Zebras look like they're going to keep their offense on the sideline, the coaches are deciding what they want to do here on this fourth and short.
You know, Cabot Panthers just got to stop. The Pine Bluff coaches got to be considering it. Do we run it again, or what do we do? Because they just got stopped 2 times when it was with only 1 yard. Oh, and they're going to measure it.
They're going to measure it here with the chain gang, so it could be a 1st down for the Zebras here, or it could be a 4th down. But if you're a coach at Pine Bluff, you got to maybe get a little greedy here early in the season, get your guys used to this so you could use it later in the season. But if they are not successful on a 4th down, and if it is 4th down, then the Cabot Panthers will take over on their own 7.
That is close.
That is very close. And the ruling
it is 4th and inches.
Ruling on the field will stand. This is a 4th down for the Pine Bluff Zebras. And if you were a head coach, what would you do in this situation? Would you be greedy and go for it, or would you play it safe and kick the field goal?
He just trying to measure it out perfectly so there's no confusion on the field. You know, if I'm the coach, I'm definitely running it. If we can't get a foot or 6 inches, because, you know, he held up with his thumb and his index finger. That's not that far. If you can't get that with the ball, you know, I'm gonna be mad as a coach, honestly.
As it looks like they're in the I formation here, they may just run it up the gut with Tyler Foote, as that's what they're gonna do as he is down, and it looks like it is a 1st down for the Zebras here. As we're waiting for the ruling on the field. It'll be a 1st down here for the Pine Bluff Zebras.
As you could have expected, you know, didn't have very far to go. You know, I think Coach Reed expected it too. He was hoping they'd get a stop, but I don't think he's really mad that they didn't, because he saw how short of yardage they had.
The ball is on the 5-yard line here with a new fresh set of downs. It is now 1st and goal for the Pine Bluff Zebras with 7 minutes and 26 seconds left in the second quarter of play. You can only hope that this Zebra team has another high snap and turns the ball over for this Cabot Panther defense. As Tyler Foots is in the single back, he hands it off to number 2, and number 2 is just up the gut, and that is.
Didn't look like he gained any yardage right there. If he did, it was maybe a yard.
That would be number 2, Elisha Taylor, on the run, which will be now 2nd and goal with just now a little under 6 minutes left to play in this first half. And don't forget, at halftime, we will have live footage from the field. Tristan Bates will get it, and then we can't wait to see what he has to say on this halftime report. It is now 2nd down for the Zebras as he just throws it in the field. That is a touchdown by the Pine Bluff Zebras. What a stop that was by number 4 on the Zebras. That is a Xavier Turner.
You know, you kind of wonder if that was offensive pass interference. You saw him right there. You know, it was pretty obvious from here, so surely the ref right there beside him can see it. He used both hands to push him away from him.
Well, as you saw earlier on the defensive offsides call, that it didn't look like Cabot was offsides. You just got to think that you just got to accept the ref's decision to come back stronger on the next possession and get more points on the board to take the lead going into halftime, as the Cabot Panthers will not get the ball to start the second half as they got it first here.
You know, but it's the refs, you know. They're doing their job. That's what they're doing. Our job is to play hard and play physical and try to score, get points on the board, get stops. But the ref's job is to ref, and there's nothing we can do about it. If that's their call, that's the call. You can't argue with it.
It is now 7-5. Pine Bluff is now taking the lead with a short little pass from Tyler Foots to Xavier Turner for the score here, as Cabot's getting back on offense here with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left. As you got to hope maybe the Kyle Rudolph can take this one back to the house and get momentum back on the Cabot Panther side.
No, the Pine Bluff Zebras are out there, but your Cabot Panthers are just now coming out on the field. As you know, as it's Braden J and Graham Turner out there with Landon Meek, Cairo, and Tanner Wilson. You know, all of them are fast and quick. You know, but you had Jalen Toney out there back there with Braden J, but Braden J's still back there. You wonder if they're saving Jalen Toney for some offense, as he is suited up with his helmet on, so maybe he's going on the field for some offense to run the ball.
Well, it looks like Pine Bluff will kick it off here with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left. That is a short but long kick, as it is fielded by number 6, Grant Turner. As Grant Turner's up the field, he has some space. He's up the field. He's going, and he will be down about the 43-yard line, or excuse me, the 38-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cabot Panthers with 6 minutes and 28 seconds left here, and